Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be having a close look at what we call Day Zero, Rowant Cup Day, this coming Saturday here at Fanny Bay, the 27th of June. A tremendous 7-race card has been assembled, with the 0 to 62 1100 metres being divided due to some excellent entries. It's gratifying this week to have 11 jockeys riding at Fanny Bay, and we're helped by the 3 from the Red Centre in Raymond Viger, Casey Hunter and Laurel Crow, who's having her first day's riding in Darwin. They'll all be here this coming Saturday. Some 62 horses have accepted for the 7 races, and it shapes as a great day's racing as we build towards day 1 of the carnival next week. The first race gets underway at the early afternoon time of 1:50 p.m. and is the Totem fencing handicap. It's a 0 to 70 over 1600 metres. In the opener, my numbers are 3, 8, 1 and 2. Going here with number 3, Captain Apollo for Gary Clark and Jared Todd. Of course, Gary won 5 here at the last meeting. Should be in for a pretty good day again. Whether he can repeat that dose remains to be seen. But Captain Apollo was close up third here last time out. Didn't get all favours, certainly at the start, where he got quite a nasty check. With even luck this time, I think he can turn around that defeat. And I've got him on top to beat number 8, Immutable. He was second in the same race last time. Terry Treichel aboard for Calvin Hickmott. Good run too, and should be right in the mix. In for third, number 1, Pagman, the top weight returning from a pretty good campaign in Alice Springs. He just had the 1 run back here in Darwin. That was the 6th of June. Finished 4th over 1100 metres. This trip suits him better. Kim Gladwin aboard, and in for 4th, Skaldak, who we've mentioned earlier, won that race here last time out. 3, 8, 1 and 2. The second's the Maiden, the Australian Trainers Association Trobus Maiden. It's over 1100 metres. We've got a number of 1100s on the card on Saturday. Numbers here 4, 8, 6 and 2. Going here with the 3-year-old trained by John Peacock, number 4, Air Blazer, and Terry Treichel aboard. This horse, while still a maiden, has been racing in stronger 3-year-old company recently. In fact, his last 5 starts, he's been beaten by Arrogant Miss, Shift the Risk on 3 occasions, and then last time out he finished 5th to the Smart Autocratic here. That was on the 6th of June. Back to straight maiden company, I think he gets his chance to break through. 4 on top for me, ahead of number 8, Bella Rubino. Probably would have put this filly on top had she drawn a bit better. She's drawn the outside barrier of 11. Wayne Davis and Phil Cole, the combo, they've been going well lately, and her run first up on the track the other day behind Kowloon Kid was good. Got to be in the mix. In for third, number 6, Master Exploder at odds. Paul Shires for Pete Stennett. His run last time behind Call Me Legend I didn't think was too bad. I know he got beat about 11 lengths, but he's the kind of horse that looks to be improving to my eye. And in for 4th, number 2, Liberty's Torch. 4, 8, 6 and 2 in the second. The third's the Roger Booth Memorial Handicap, and we remember Roger very fondly. Passed away here on course 2 or 3 years back on this day, and this race named in his honour. It's the first division of the 0 to 62 1100 metres. Numbers here 4, 1, 2 and 6. He's the bet of the day. He won't pay much. Number 4, Belmont Day, created a huge impression when winning here the other day on the 6th of June. Kim Gladwin again takes some out for Gary Clark, and I think he'll be winning. Number 4 on top. Ahead of number 1, Vernavalu from the Phil Cole stable, and WD on board. He's having a great run, Wayne Davis. And Vernavalu hasn't raced since the 22nd of April, so he's fresh up here, but on his best form, he'd be very hard to beat here. In for third, Tornado of Souls, number 2, Pete Stennett again, and Raymond Viger in the saddle. That combination won here at the 23rd of May meeting, and no reason they won't be in the picture here. And in for 4th, number 6, Madame Duporth. 4, 1, 2 and 6 in the third. The 4th, the Darwin Horsefights Handicap. It's the second division of the 0 to 62 1100 metres. My numbers here 6, 5, 2 and 1. Number 6, Toorak Road, is impressed in 2 runs in the top end for Chris Pollard. Barry Huppett's aboard. 2 third placings behind Belmont Day and the Trooper. That's pretty good form to my way of thinking. And I think he gets his chance to break through here, Toorak Road. 1200 metres last time, so he's dropping back in trip, but I don't think it'll make too much difference. 6 on top to beat number 5, Hustlin' Humph. Bit of a mouthful, that one. David Bates trains, and Laurel Crow. Great to see Laurel riding here in Darwin. She's had such a good run in Alice Springs in recent times. Hustlin' Humph, just the 1 start in Darwin under his belt. That was a 4th behind Belmont Day. Beaten just under 6 lengths on that occasion. No Belmont Days here. And for third, number 2, No Alibi, Jared Todd for Gary Clark. Racing consistently without winning this mare, gets another chance to put a foot on the till. And in for 4th, number 1, Culzine. 6, 5, 2 and 1. The fifth is the big sprint, the 0 to 76. It's over 1,000 metres, only a small field here of half a dozen, but my numbers 4, 2, 5 and 1. I'm going with the fresh runner here, number 4, Hatton Man from the Tayan Halter stable. Raymond Viger aboard. Hasn't won at this trip, but does go well fresh. It had 6 fresh runs, 2 wins, 2 seconds and a third, and I think Hatton Man gets an ideal opportunity to return to racing fitness with a win. 4 on top for me, ahead of number 2, I'm Too Hot. Holds the track record here in Darwin for this trip. Of course, won the Lightning at the Carnival last year. Kim Gladwin aboard, hasn't raced since the 14th of December, but almost certainly will race well. In for third, number 5, the stablemate Silver Melody. Having its first start in Darwin, this 4-year-old grey mare. She's been racing well in the Alice with a win in 2 seconds down there, including a second placing in the Queen of the Desert behind roughly Jared Todd for Gary Clark. And the third of the Clark runners I'm putting in for fourth, number 1, Super Brian. 4, 2, 5 and 1. We move to the 1,300 metre barrier now for our last 2 races. This one, the Rowant Members Handicap. It's a 0 to 66. As we mentioned, start at the end of the back straight to 1,300 metres. Numbers here, 2, 5, 1 and 4. I think he's a pretty smart horse, number 2, Yulong Awesome. He's a 4-year-old by Written Tycoon. He's trained by Gary Lafoe and Paul Shires aboard. Gary had the horse entered for the Rowant Cup, but he's decided to go this way, and I think will be very hard to beat. First up, he finished second to Torchbearer here last time out, and last campaign raced really well, and I think he's a horse going places. 2 on top for me. Ahead of number 5, the last start winner in Rocherville for Tayan Halter. Vanessa Arnott goes on board today. Raymond Viger riding Isle of Light. In for third, number 1, Patria. Jared Todd for Gary Clark. Racing well, consistent type. 1, 2 starts back and a last start close up fourth to Torchbearer. And in for fourth, didn't mind this horse's run last time, number 4, Bull Market. Barry Huppert's for Angie Forster, who also has Isle of Light engaged. 2, 5, 1 and 4. And the last of the feature, the $25,000 Tab Rowant Gold Cup. Always a good race, always a good lead up to Carnival features. Been some very, very good horses win the Rowant over the years, the likes of Shout Out Loud and Hawke's Bay and Co. Horses that have gone on and won Darwin Cups. We might just see the Darwin Cup winner in this. Who knows? We'll know a little bit more after Saturday. Numbers in the big one, 2, 6, 3 and 7. I think Gary Clark holds a pretty strong hand here. He's got number 2 engaged Java. Jared Todd aboard for Gary. Of course, last start third in the Alice Springs Cup. Prior to that, had won over 1,600 metres. His record at this trip, 6 starts, 3 wins and a second. He's fresh up today, hasn't raced since the Alice Cup. I think this 1,300 metres will suit him down to the ground. 2 on top, Java. To beat his stablemate, number 6, Sava 2XL. Gary now doing the training, formerly trained, of course, by Willie Savage. Will still shares in the ownership, so good luck to Will and his partners in Sava 2XL. Kimmy Gladwin aboard. Last start 5th in the Pioneer Sprint behind Golden Dice, and we know the quality that Sava 2XL possesses. In for third, number 3, Smuggling, another expert runner at 1,300 metres. Wayne Davis for Phil Cole, should be very hard to beat. And my fourth selection, the Stayer, Flying Tormentor, of course, runner-up in the Alice Cup. She's heading towards the Darwin Cup. Watch for her to be flashing home over this 1,300 metre trip. 2, 6, 3 and 7 in the Rowant Gold Cup. Best bet of the day comes up in race 3, number 4, Belmont Day. You won't be able to pay your mortgage, but I think you'll be winning race 3, number 4, Belmont Day. The best roughie comes up in race 4, number 3, Good to Be Great. Didn't mind his run the other day. First up, race 4, number 3, Good to Be Great. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, but we'll be back again next week in advance of day 1 of the Carnival. Of course, it's Hot 100 Guineas Day, and that, of course, is set down for the 4th of July. In the meantime, good luck and good punting.